some questions that no atheist or agnostic can answer. I've watched many debates in whether God exists. I was disappointed because many times nobody gave satisfactory answers to the questions from God objectors. So let's go through one question in particular that atheists want to throw to make a mockery out of God, or at least to prove he cannot exist in their mind. To answer this classic question requires flawless logic and scientific observation. Here's the question they want to throw. If there's a God, why is there suffering in the world? And this is easily answered by simply turning it around and asking them the opposite question. So atheists, if you're watching this, let me ask you this question. If there's no God, why is there suffering in the world? You see, the fact is, Bible or no Bible, God or no God, the fact is, there is suffering in the world. The problem today is lack of accountability, honesty, and responsibility. So since we're looking for someone to blame for this, blame shifting, something America is especially good at, who are you going to blame? Can't blame animals because what did they do to us? I mean, this isn't Planet of the Apes. We've been killing them off for sport, food, self-exaltation, money, and notification. They haven't declared war on us or attacked us with an enemy. Also, we can't blame plants because they just exist, fulfilling their role in nature. What have they done to us? Nothing. So who's left? Want to take a guess? How about us, mankind? Who causes or allows poverty, wars, starvation, children to go uneducated, hate speech, violence, bloodshed, our government to be in the depraved state it's in right now, theft, adultery, and on it goes. Who causes all of this? The answer is one word: us, mankind. We cause or allow all these things. That's not something you can really blame on God. Because if you're reading the Bible, God, Jehovah God of the Bible, is the most peace-seeking God. I mean, think about it. He gave the 10 Commandments to us from the beginning. Do you know that every single person in the state or county or city kept all the 10 Commandments, there would be 0 crime? You know why people won't keep those laws? Because they don't want anybody telling them what to do. God gave us the law of peace, and we threw it back in his face and said, no way, go away, we'll live our own way. And God said, fine. He's not going to stick around when he's not wanted. One of the most precious gifts he gave us as mankind is free will. You can't blame God for that. He gave us his law of peace, and we told him no. And we wonder why the world is so messed up now. It's because we've done it ourselves. It's not God's fault. Now some atheists want to say, well, that proves God cannot exist because if he did exist, he would do something about it. Oh, really? Take a parent who raises children. Do they necessarily make their children do whatever that they say? No. Free will is exercised as they get older. But suppose when a child moves out at the appropriate age, they decide to get into crime, sex and drugs, smoking, dope and drinking, etc. Does that reflect that the parent was a bad parent? Not necessarily. if they're raised right and they know better, and the child decides to go off and live however they want for a temporary time, that does not reflect on the parent. Now, it would be stupid to go along with this atheist argument and say, well, because there's suffering in the world, that proves God cannot exist, because he would stop it from happening. Let's use that same reasoning to show how dumb this argument is. So a child that goes off into the world and gets involved in sin and wickedness, and I say, well, that proves that their parents do not exist. Because if they really did exist, they would stop their child from doing that and do something about it. You see how stupid that argument is? You can't use that argument. That's so ridiculous and dumb. So as we close out this video, for this first question, if there's a God, why is there suffering in the world? That's a vain question, and silly question at that. Nice try, atheists, but you have flunked and failed. You can't blame God for the suffering in the world. He gave us the law, and we told him no. So the only ones to actually blame is ourselves. Alright, brethren, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Next time an atheist asks you, if there's a God, why is there suffering in the world? Just look at him and say, well, if there is no God, why is there suffering in the world? And then they're going to look stupid. Because they don't have an intelligent answer to respond to you with. Well, the Lord Jesus Christ, fear God and keep his commandments, and read and believe the King James Bible. Thanks.